Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your news edition. These are the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, receives the Spanish Minister of Interior, Fernando Grande Marlaska Gomez. The Prime Minister, Sifir Rieb, chairs a swearing-in ceremony of the members of the National Economic, Social and Environmental Council and approves them as members of the Council for the 2025-2029 term. Second day of the visit of the Army General Said Tengriha, Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense, Chief of Staff of the People's National Army to the Republic of Korea as part of the activities of the Seoul International Aerospace and Defense Exhibition ADEX 2025. At the end of this edition, we'll take you to the Thai House, a family business that remained authentic since the independence of Algeria. Welcome back. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received on Monday the Spanish Minister of Interior, Fernando Grande Marlaska Gomez. The meeting was held with the presence of the Director of the Cabinet at the Presidency of the Republic, Boualam, and the Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and Transport, Said Sayoud. We'll listen to the Spanish Minister of Interior.
We are here at the Presidential Palace following the meeting I had with President Abdelmajid Tebboune. It's truly an honor for me to have been received during this work visit with my counterpart, the Minister of Interior, Said Sayoud. It's an honor that President of the Republic has granted me this meeting. It shows once again the serious and sincere will of the two governments of our two countries to strengthen our relations. We are all aware of the global challenges we are facing. We share common history, a past, a present, and above all a future. To continue to advance in this cooperation, this coordination of efforts with a clear objective to offer the best possible services to the development and harmonious coexistence of our respective societies.
The Spanish Minister of Interior hailed the solid cooperation between Algeria and Spain. He also evoked the common challenges, notably illegal migration, terrorism and drug trafficking, highlighting the will of the two countries to join their efforts to face these scourges and the effects of climate change. We listen.
In the field of internal affairs, I had the opportunity to speak with President Abdelmajid Tebboune. We are facing many challenges: the fight against irregular migration, against criminal networks involved in human trafficking, especially affecting the most vulnerable people, the fight against drug trafficking, terrorism, and radicalization. We also have other important areas of cooperation, such as civil protection and road safety. We are both affected by climate change, which has a strong impact on natural disasters and has caused serious consequences in recent years in Algeria, Spain, and other countries. Our shared goal is to work together to create better ways to prevent and respond to these issues more effectively. Road safety is also a clear and essential objective. It encourages us to design and plan policies that save lives and prevent deaths on our roads. To conclude, I want to say that I'm very satisfied with the results of this visit and this working day with my counterpart, Minister Sayoud. I also want to recognize that these achievements are the result of long-term teamwork. Our officials and technical teams have continued to cooperate, share information, exchange best practices, train together and build strong ties to ensure something essential: security, which is the foundation for peaceful coexistence in both our societies. And finally, I want to say clearly that this cooperation isn't only important but decisive for the security of both Algeria and Spain.
Tasked by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, the Prime Minister, Sifir Rieb, chaired on Monday at the Palace of Nations a swearing-in ceremony of the members of the National Economic, Social and Environmental Council, thus approving them as members of the Council for the 2025-2029 term. The Prime Minister hailed the role of the Council and its contribution to the provision of national skills and expertise able to support the public political preparations in order to allow the national system to outcome local, regional and international challenges by reducing their impact on national programs through the reinforcement of national capacities in industry and the materialization of strategic projects in the south of the country. We listen to the Prime Minister.
Thanks to its diverse composition and the expertise of its members, the National Economic, Social and Environmental Council has become an exceptional, consultative and forward-looking body, which aims to support public authorities in the development and evaluation of public policies by formulating recommendations based on research and analysis, strengthening and developing the role of this council in the design and evaluation of public policies is a strategic choice that reflects the national system's commitment to addressing the major challenges posed by the global geopolitical situation, international economic disruption and climate change, which affects all regions of the world.
التغيرات المناخية الحادة التي تمس كل مناطق العالم.
For his part, the President of the National Economic, Social and Environmental Council, Mohamed Bukhari, insisted on the importance of the effective participation in the national discussion on the major challenges our country is facing. We listen.
Thanks to the comprehensive strategic vision of the President of the Republic and the structural reforms that accompanied it, our country has entered a new phase of growth and prosperity. This dynamic compels us to mobilize all the energies and direct them towards supporting the priorities set by the President of the Republic.
The NISEC, or CNES, between yesterday and today, a vital organ for Algerian policy making, and the eco-social and environmental speech linking the civil society's vision with the development strategy of the country. Manal Boubagara with the details.
The National Economic, Social and Environmental Council, a hub where the national economy is set, employment opportunities are created and the interests of the citizens are protected, all within a dynamic and committed civil society that strives for inclusive and sustainable development. Created back in 1963, in accordance with the constitution at the time, the institution held its pivotal role as a part of the High Council of Economic Affairs, in charge of examining all legislative drafts with a socio-economic reach. Today, the NASEC, or the CNAS-E as we know it, works within a consultative capacity on proposals regarding all domains in the nation, offering a framework that assesses and reviews questions of interest in education, academic research and training, reinforcing potential economic and social partnerships. This institution has a General Assembly of about 200 members designated for a 4-year mandate, 7 permanent commission chairmen and a director appointed by the President of the Republic, reflecting the importance of the recommendations and proposals made by its experts. Facing the challenges of constant technical evolution, the Council now has to foresee a hard yet not so impossible mission of answering the requirements of durable and sustainable development.
On the second day of his visit to the Republic of Korea, the Army General Saeed Chengreha, Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense and Chief of Staff of the People's National Army, along with the accompanying delegation, took part in the activities of the International Aerospace and Defense Exhibition ADEX 2025 in Seoul. The General of the Army attended the official opening ceremony of the event. Najah Tiyar with the details.
The Army General Saeed Chengreha, Minister Delegate to the Ministry of the National Defense and Chief of Staff of the People's National Army, together with the accompanying delegation, attended on the morning of Monday, October 20th, 2025, the official opening ceremony of the International Aerospace and Defense Exhibition ADEX 2025, presided over by Lee Jae-myung, the President of the Republic of Korea. In his opening address, the President of the Republic of Korea Korea welcomed the participating delegations and expressed his wish that this exhibition would meet the expectations of all the participants. Subsequently, the Army General Minister Delegate to the Minister of the National Defense and Chief of Staff of the People's National Army was received at the Kintax Congress and Exhibition Center by the Army General Jin Yong-sing, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of the Staff of the Republic of Korea. This meeting, attended by members of the Algerian military delegation and their Korean counterparts, was devoted to assessing the state of bilateral military cooperation between Algeria and the Republic of Korea, as well as to examine various ways and means of further developing this cooperation in accordance with the shared will of the leaders of both countries. During this meeting, the Army General delivered an address in which he expressed his gratitude for the warm welcome extended to him and the accompanying delegation, as well as for the invitation to take part in this important event. He also congratulated the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Republic of Korea on his recent appointment to this position, wishing him every success in the fulfillment of his duties. The General Army further emphasized Algeria's willingness to strengthen the military cooperation between the two countries, expressing hope that the International Exhibition ADEX 2025 would achieve the objectives set by its organizers. He underlined that Algeria's participation in this major global event, dedicated to the latest technological innovations in the field of defense, would undoubtedly help reinforce the bilateral cooperation through the exploration of technological and industrial capabilities and the study of ways to further enhance the national defense system and develop the military capacities. For his part, the Army General Jin Yong-sing, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Republic of Korea, expressed his pleasure in welcoming the Army General Saeed Chingriha and the accompanying delegation. He commended the willingness of both parties to lay the foundation for a promising military cooperation that reflects the level of the strategic partnership linking the two countries through the opening of broader prospects for cooperation in the future.
일어나서 우리 장관님께
At the end of this meeting, both parties exchanged symbolic gifts.
The State Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, received on Monday the General Director of the International Agency of Atomic Energy, Rafael Mariano Grossi, who is on an official visit to Algeria. The State Minister held bilateral discussions with the General Director. These discussions were extended to the delegations of the two parties. It was the occasion to review the various aspects of cooperation between Algeria and the IAEA in the sector of atomic energy used for peaceful purposes and review the prospects for their promotion, notably in the sectors related to sustainable development such as health, agriculture, water, resources and renewable energy. The two parties also discussed the ways to continue the common contribution to reinforce the access of the African countries to nuclear technology for peaceful purposes. And the General Director of the International Agency of Atomic Energy was also received by the Minister of Energy and Renewable Energy, Morad Ajal. The two parties discussed the cooperation between Algeria and the agency, particularly encouraging the Algerian efforts in the sector of nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. The Minister of Hydrocarbons and Mines, Mohamed Arqab, met with a delegation from the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank to explore new avenues of strategic cooperation. In a separate meeting with the Nigerian parliamentary delegation, both sides reaffirmed their shared commitment to advance in concrete projects that strengthen economic integration and partnership. More details with Nani Al-Bahri.
During talks between the Minister of Hydrocarbons and Mines and the President of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, both sides discussed ways to cooperate and finance major projects in the hydrocarbons and mining sectors. They also talked about the bank's support for key projects that Algeria plans to carry out. In the field of energy and renewable energy, the minister highlighted the importance of working with international financial institutions to support the shift toward a clean and diversified energy economy. The bank also stressed its commitment to support sustainable energy projects that boost investment in clean energy and promote African cooperation. The minister also met with a parliamentary delegation from Nigeria. Both sides expressed their shared commitment to launch concrete projects that strengthen economic integration and cooperation in the oil and gas sectors. They discussed the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline as one of the most important regional energy projects and agreed to increase joint efforts in energy and renewable energy, in line with Algeria's policy to strengthen South-South partnerships and expand its role in the African energy market.
The works of the meeting between the Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and Transport, Said Sayoud, and his Spanish counterpart, Fernando Grande Marlaska Gomez, started on Monday in Algiers. It was the occasion for both parties to highlight the excellent bilateral relations as well as the ways to reinforce them in various sectors of common interest, notably in security and the fight against criminality. For his part, the Spanish minister hailed the continuous cooperation between the two countries. The bilateral meeting was then extended to the members of the two delegations who discussed issues of common interest, affirming that Algeria is a key partner for Spain in various sectors. The two parties also discussed illegal migration and hailed the work of the Algerian security forces to preserve the lives of illegal migrants. During the bilateral meetings, the two parties discussed the ways to face emergency situations resulting from disasters, notably those related to climate change, through proactive policies. We'll listen.
We refer here to the challenges related to the phenomenon of irregular migration, which, as you know, has become a shared concern for both countries. This situation requires us to strengthen cooperation in various fields, intensify coordination, and consolidate the mechanisms for information exchange and collaboration in the mutual interest of both parties, in order, of course, to ensure better control of this pressing phenomenon, starting from the need to protect our national interests and preserve our national security, and following a balanced approach that takes into account both the security and humanitarian dimensions of this crisis, as well as our international commitments. Our various national institutions are working with firmness and rigor to curb and contain these massive migratory flows.
ترمي إلى وقف واحتواء هذه التدفقات الهائلة من المهاجرين.
Pleased to be here in Algeria on the occasion of this high-level meeting. The relations between our two countries are exceptional. Algeria is a major and strategic partner for Spain. Our two nations face common challenges, which calls for strengthening cooperation, coordination, and for exploring new approaches in the service of both our countries.
Accompanied by the Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and Transport, Said Sayoud, the Spanish Minister of Interior, Fernando Grande Marlaska Gomez, visited Jami' al-Jazair, where he met with the rector of the mosque, Mohammed al-Mamoun al-Qasimi al-Hassani. The Spanish minister was given an explanation on this religious place before visiting the minaret and signing the Golden Book of the mosque. The 16th session of the UN Trade and Development Conference began in Geneva with the participation of the Minister of Foreign Trade and Export Promotion, Kamal Rezig, who called on to reinforce international cooperation for the establishment of a more balanced international trade system that includes the rights of the peoples to development, affirming Algeria's commitment to the necessity of economic governance reforms and raise the voice of Africa. And the State Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in charge of the national community abroad, Sofiane Chayeb, met with members of the Algerian community living in Gaza. He insisted on the importance that the government attaches to the Algerians in Gaza willing to return to their homeland. He also affirmed that this issue is closely monitored by the highest authorities of the government that remain mobilized to protect the Algerians wherever they are, as proven by previous operations. And after a bloody day in the occupied Palestinian territories, the United Nations expressed its concern, urging all the parties to fully respect the ceasefire agreement. The Sunday's Zionist aggression on Gaza caused the death of 45 Palestinians, according to the civil defense. The massacres are still ongoing, as 4 Palestinians have been murdered on Monday, eastern Gaza. In Morocco, the popular wrath remains strong despite the brutal repression. According to the latest report of the Moroccan Human Rights Association, more than 600 people, including many minors, have been arrested during protests upon the call of the Gen Z 212 movement. The protesters keep demanding real change and the resignation of the government. They refuse to be trapped by the Makhzen that wants to suggest a series of measures to encourage the youth to be part of their policy. And to wrap up our edition, we're taking you to a place where history meets fashion, a family business that kept its authenticity. Let's visit the Thai House. In Algiers, just like in every Algerian city, every street tells a story. In the heart of the capital lies a unique and authentic store that has stood the test of time and bears witness to our past. The Thai House is a place where history meets fashion.
Mon père, c'est lui qui a fondé cette maison, 1962.
My father founded the Thai House in 1962 after independence. He was a tailor and made bespoke suits. He also made the jacket that the Shahid Labib al-Mehdi was wearing the day he was arrested. You can see it on the picture where he was smiling to taunt the colonizer.
De part et d'autre, comme s'il larguait le colonisateur. Donc la veste dit que c'était mon père, les
Throughout all the periods our country has gone through since its independence, the Thai House has always been present, whether accompanying sports delegations during events organized by Algeria or defending our heritage. Each design tells a story.
Si l'Algérie organise un événement, ils veulent une cravate particulière qui marque l'événement.
When Algeria organizes a sports event and wants a particular creation that marks the event, we do our best to design a special concept. When there was a controversy on social media saying that the Zelij belongs to another country, I had the idea to respond by creating a Zelij design. It was easy because I used the computer. I was surprised to receive a lot of orders for the Zelij tie and the women's silk scarf.
J'ai eu beaucoup de commandes le lendemain de la cravate Zelij et surtout du foulard en soie de Zelij pour femmes.
From generation to generation, this family business has remained creative and maintained impeccable quality, earning the loyalty of its customers.
Depuis les années 70.
I've been a customer since the 70s because there's a large range of models.
Et sans oublier la qualité.
Ties, pocket handkerchiefs, and scarves. Artworks designed to meet all your expectations, whatever your style or your age is. And with this, we come to the end of our edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. Have a good night.